Welcome to another episode of the COVID-19 Impact Series. Today I'll be speaking with Atinuke Lebile. She is the CEO and founder of Cato Foods Nigeria. They specialize in vitamin A biofortfied cassava, and they create different products from it, from vitamin A Gary to vitamin A snacks to vitamin A custard, which I've tried. It's actually one of my favorite. We'll be discussing COVID-19's impact on their operations. Join me as I speak to her. Okay, thanks, Atinuke. Thank you for joining us this morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Hey, hope you're good.
I'm great, thank you. Where are you currently right now?
I'm currently in Iwo Ocean State at the moment.
Is that where your factory is based?
Yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions, on our COVID-19 impact series, on how the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted you as a business, as impacted Cato Foods. So just ask a couple of questions and see how you're adapting, some of the challenges you face, and the way forward. So your product is vitamin A cassava. Do you currently source from local farmers, or do you currently have a land? Like, do you farm your own land at Cato Foods?
Okay, fine. So we do both. We have our own land. Then we also have Agribusiness Farmer Scheme. For 6 years now, we've been working with over 50 farmers. We also have women among them, and they'll be supplying us cassava in that space of the year. And we also make sure that this actually provides employment opportunities for them, and also make them get more money for their family. Because one of the things we actually do for them is we buy at the current prevailing price in the market. So we don't just look at the fact that we give them inputs or we give them trainings and all that. We buy at that the prevailing market price, so that they don't feel they are being cheated or something. So for 6 years now, we've been working with them. Yeah. One of the criteria is for them to have at least 1 hectare of land and that they can cultivate corn. So once they have their own land, our own is just to come there, check the land out, provide them with cassava stem, the inputs that they need to cultivate, also give them trainings on how they can do, they can have a good yield. And we also have our extension agent that do go to their farm to also check on what they are doing per time.
So how has the pandemic affected the operations on the farm with the smaller farmers?
Really, it's been I can't say it's terrible, but it has not been something that is actually very good with us, because some of these farmers don't have the chance to go to the farm. We do, because at the point we had to go to the Minister of Agric and we got a pass for us to be able to move around. So some of the things we were able to do was to, anytime we want to harvest, we want cassava, so we go to the farmer's house, pick up the farmer, take the farmer to the farm, then we have to use our own labor to uproot and get this cassava to the factory. And it's actually affected us again, in fact, that the price of cassava actually shot up by 100%. Because
wow.
at this time, cassava shouldn't, yes, at this time, there's this kind of van that we use in this area is about 1.7 tons. It's always around 35,000 naira, but now it's 62,000 naira, and we really don't have a choice. We have to keep processing. So we had a meeting with our factory workers and the farm guys that, okay, guys, we don't want to lay some of you off, because we know that you have family to fed for. So what we can do is we are going to have a salary slash for everyone, so as to at least be beneficial to both of us. So because at that time we're not even able to transport our goods out to other places to sell, so it was actually a very, very difficult thing for us to do. So it's as if we have goods where we can't sell, and looking at the purchasing power of people has actually reduced. So there's no how we can be producing something that is actually more expensive than what they can get in the normal market if we really want to sell. So we just have to look for a way to meet the needs of people at a point.
So the price is still currently high?
Yes, up to now, the farmers are not reducing the prices of their cassava up till now. they're leveraging on the COVID. Then one other thing that actually causes the scarcity of cassava is last year there was cassava growth. Cassava was everywhere. So the farmers, they did not really make a lot of money on cassava last year. So a lot of them did not plant for this year.
Oh.
So yeah, so that's actually caused a lot of scarcity. So the little farmer that planted, now they shoot up the price of the cassava because they know that you really don't have a choice. You have to buy. Now people are looking for cassava. People are looking for cassava stem to even cultivate again. So some of those farmers that even their cassava is not up to a year or 8 months, they will still go back to the farm to uproot because they want to sell because the price is actually high. So we are not even getting a cassava of good yield. You see a cassava that is not as more than carrots, that kind of cassava, but because they want to sell because the price is good, which is not good for our own production. So those are the challenges that we really, really face. Yeah.
So what can be done to help mitigate these challenges?
Okay, fine. So one thing that can be done is if the government can have like a bench line of the amount that some goods or some farm produce should be sold. I know it's very difficult for the farmers to actually buy into that idea because they will tell you the farmers are not supporting them, that kind of thing. So they shouldn't dictate for them and all. But so far, what we've been able to do actually is to talk to some of our Asgoya farmers and sit them down and see reasons why they should not inflate the price of this thing that much. Although we will still buy, at least buy, the price we buy is actually more than what they'll be selling this period, like normal on a normal day. But we have to sit them down to make them understand that these are the challenges we are also facing. And if we're not buying from them, they are not selling and they don't have money. They won't be able to get money to feed their families.
Exactly.
So some of them actually understood the situation. Yeah, some of them actually understood the situation, but some did not understand. So we had to go with some that understood, and but all the same, those that even understood could not even have enough to supply us. So we still don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So if there's a benchmark for how much some farm produce can be sold, it's actually good. And looking at the fact that there's even ban on importation of maize now, so there will be a lot of stress on cassava, especially for feed mills, for cassava peels and all that for animal feed. So we still have to, for the fact that the government has actually banned maize, then they still have to come back to cassava rice and all that and see how it can actually solve some major problems too.
So has there been any COVID-19 stimulus package or response, like, from the government that you've been able to access or anything?
Well, we've not been able to access any, but we're actually putting for the CBN NISA Agnes's loan, and we filled the form. They've actually sent a message for interview, but the interview has not been conducted yet. So that's what we're still waiting for.
Good luck. That will actually help you, with the operations and everything. One of the major things about Cato Food is that you only work with vitamin A cassava for your product, biofortified vitamin A cassava. How have you been able to get farmers to change from the regular cassava to vitamin A cassava? How have you been able to get farmers to grow that?
We work with both the white and the vitamin A cassava actually, but we work more with the vitamin A cassava. So we came into the community before we actually have the factory in the community. We've been coming to the community to do a lot of sensitization, a lot of orientation, trainings for the farmers. In fact, there was a time we had to bring a truckload of vitamin cassava stem for free to give to the farmers for them to plant so that they can see the result themselves. So some of them actually buy into the idea because they realize, okay, this is actually good. Our family can also feed on this and all that. And also for the fact that they have someone that can offtake from them, it's not like they will start looking for the market. So they have someone that can offtake directly from them. So it's made it so easy for us. And because that was the condition they give us. If you're going to offtake, we will plant for you. So that was actually what made them start planting. Yeah.
So what are some of the products from your vitamin A cassava? What products you create, Cato Foods?
Okay, fine. So we have our Gary, everybody knows Gary, but vitamin Gary is yellow without palm oil. And the starch is reduced to some good extent that even a diabetic patient can feed on it. So if you have, a lot of people don't like taking Gary because of the eye challenges and all that. So but the vitamin A in the Gary also is good for your eyesight. It's help with the treatment of the eye issue. So we also have snack from the cassava. Now the snack is made from cassava flour, from vitamin cassava flour. So we made the snacks. It's sugar-free snack, which is very healthy for both children and adults. We also have fufu, Cato fufu. It's just like our normal fufu, but it is yellow because of the presence of the vitamin A, the beta carotene in the cassava, and the fufu is 100% odorless. We also have the cassava flour for confectionaries. So we make both the white cassava flour and the vitamin cassava flour. Then we have the custard. The custard is something I always love to talk about because it's one of the innovations that came out from Cato Foods, and it's something like anytime I talk about it, I'm always glad. But we don't call it custard, we call it custard. Yeah, it's called custard because it's made from cassava. So it's not like custard from cornstarch. And this can only be done with the vitamin cassava. And I'm so glad that we are the pioneer of cassava custard so far that I know of. And we've been able to make it into several flavors of strawberry, vanilla, and banana. So, and the feedback we'll be getting from it is something that's actually encouraging us to also do more, because we are looking at doing more with that custard actually. And the most enjoying part of the custard is you can actually use the custard to also bake. So it's not just having like your normal. Yes, you can also bake with it.
I must confess, the last time I saw you in Ibadan, I bought some, and I love the vanilla one. Yes. I'm not even a custard person, so this custard thing was really nice. So I think I like the vanilla is my favorite. I like the strawberry as well. It was so yummy. So I still have a little bit, so I can testify to how good it is.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, thank you. But one of the things I wanted you to talk about is the benefits of. A lot of people don't know the benefits of vitamin A. Can you talk to us why vitamin A is important? What are the benefits? And from your products, what are the benefits of me eating some of your products?
One of the reasons why we went into using vitamin cassava is because we know that 6 out of every 10 homes in Nigeria feed on cassava products in one form or the other every day. So it's either they feed on the lafun, or they feed on gari, or they feed on fufu, So we saw the reason why people need to feed on something that is more healthy. And that is why we have to go with the vitamin cassava. And because we know that with vitamin A, it's good for eyesight, it's good for brain development for children, and then it's an antioxidant for pregnant women, and it's the fiber in the vitamin cassava also aid digestion. When we look at all these benefits are things that we know that people need to feed on nutritious food, not just about the stable food that we have. For the fact that we have stable food, then the stable food has to be healthy. It has to be rich in micronutrients. And because Nigeria now, we have a population that about 30% of children under the age of 5 have vitamin deficiency. So, and we know that this deficiency, once they're 5 years or 5-year-old, is irreversible. So we adults, it's just like we are just managing ourselves. Some of us are deficient in this vitamin A that we don't know about, but it can never be reversible once you are 5 years, So for the fact that some of these things are not reversible, we still have to at least find a way of maintaining our health. So that is why we preach it. We preach the fact that eat on stable food, but eat on the one that is actually healthy. So that was the reason why we went into this. And for our products, the gari, if you have this milk cup of gari, like the 50 grams of gari, it gives you about 30% of the daily requirement of vitamin A.
Wow.
Yes. So our fufu gives about 40%. Yes, our food give about 40%. The custard give about 60% of the required daily vitamin A. And if you're someone that you know the orange flesh sweet potato, orange flesh sweet potato gives you 100% of your daily vitamin requirements. So they are still stable food, but they still give us the health benefits of what we actually need per day, which I feel is good, and people need to feed on this, and people need to know about it, because I know that a lot of people still don't know about the vitamin A cassava thing, because anytime I talk about it, it's always strange to people. And anytime I tell people this Gary is without palm oil, they're like, no, it's not possible, until I start explaining, telling people about it, and until, in fact, there will be a time I have to put it in water for them to see and to taste, So, and these actually, people that have been buying it, they've actually been our repeated customers, and that is one of the things I'm actually very happy about. They come back and like, oh, that's actually very good. My children eat it, and I now allow my children to take Gary because of the vitamin, that kind of thing. So I'm always very happy and all that. So I feel a lot of people still need to know about this product. A lot of sensitization still needs to be done about it. Actually,
vitamin A is very critical, especially for children under the age of 5. It helps them build their cognitive system, and just even it's very important. But a lot of people, like you just mentioned, don't know about this vitamin A products and how it helps their children. What are we doing? What can we do better? How can we create more awareness about this? Who is in charge? Is it the stakeholders, development partners, government? How can we create more awareness about this?
All right. So, well, awareness should start from the grassroots level, because one of the things that we also do is we put the bottom of the pyramid, like that. The people at the bottom of the pyramid is actually very, very important to us, actually. So we go from communities to communities. That's one of the things that we do. We had to start our sensitization from the grassroots level, because the people at the bottom of the pyramid is actually very important to us in Cato Food, because we know that micronutrient deficiency is actually very, very prominent in those areas. And we've been able to move from communities to communities to sensitize them about the importance of this cassava. And that is even what is making a lot of farmers to even plant more, because they know that they cannot feed their children, their family with healthy cassava. Yeah. Now we get calls from people from Ogun State, from Ekiti State, that they want to plant cassava for us, that kind of thing. And this same vitamin cassava, then the development partners also have a lot of work to do. They actually came with the development of this cassava. So people should also know about it. We should go all out to talk about it. It's not just about the development of the cassava and have some people that will now just be the one that will be talking about or be the producer or something. They should also go out and talk about this. We should create awareness. One of the things also we've been able to do is we go to radio stations to talk about it. We go to radio stations, we talk about it. Then we also use our social media to also talk about it to people. And every opportunity that we have, we talk about it. Every opportunity. Because we also want to sell, not even for people also to know more about the cassava, but we also want to sell, because that is what we do, and because we have the interest of people. We have the interest of people for them to eat all this, so we just have to tell them about it. So everyone that has the knowledge of this cassava should go all out and tell people there's a new cassava in time. I think is the right time where we need to have the vitamin cassava for households too, for households, and the white cassava goes to the industries for the breweries and all that. So a lot of awareness needs to be created. Actually, government actually knows about this cassava, so they should also put in more effort, intensify more effort. Yes, for people to know more about it. People need to feed on this and leave the white for industries to use.
Especially in these times where we're trying to build our immune system during this COVID-19 period.
Mm-hmm.
So to wrap it up, where can we get, if I wanted to access, where can I get your product? If I wanted to buy custard or your vitamin A, Gary, where can I get it?
If you get across to your house, we can deliver to your house, to your doorstep without stress. Now, we also have some distributors that also do that for us in Lagos. We have in Lagos, we have in Ekiti, we have in Abuja, we have in Ibadan also, they can also deliver to you.
So what's your, is there a way to access you? Is there a website? Do you have a social media handle?
Yes, we have. Yes, so our website is www.catofoods.com. We have on Instagram at Cato Foods. If you check us on Instagram, send us a message on Instagram. you will get your reply as soon as possible at Cato Foods. Then you also have the office line, which is 070-444-7885. 070-444-7885. We'll also respond to you at a
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time, Atinuke. Really appreciate it, and good luck. I hope you are able to access some of those funds to help your operations, so you don't have to cut down on, human resources and everything. I really wish you luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I'm grateful.